Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Brenton, and today we're going to be talking about all the rumors on the Sony FX3. Okay, so the Sony FX3 hasn't been announced yet officially by anyone, but it's popping up everywhere on these magazines and tech articles, and there are no specs out yet, but I'm going to be kind of giving you my thoughts and opinions on what the specs might look like on it, as well as the price and kind of where it fits in the Sony lineup. Right off the bat, the specs on this guy, there were some rumors that it could be an 8K camera, but from the price point that it looks like it's going to be coming in at, around $4,700, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to fit an 8K sensor in that budget and make it make sense. A lot of the higher resolution cameras, like 8K cameras and even the Pocket 6K cameras, kind of trail on this little weird middle ground where they're cheap enough to afford for your average like videographer, but the files that they make are so big that you need a massive amount of storage to support that, and those don't really coincide with each other very well. So what Sony has done with a lot of their cameras is they just made them 4K cameras, and they're going higher quality 4K rather than higher resolutions, which I really appreciate actually. And a lot of the camera companies like Canon also kind of have this same mentality where the high-end cameras like the C500 Mark II have 6K, but their low-end cameras like the C300 Mark III are still 4K cameras, and they don't really see the need to jump beyond that yet. So my prediction for the Sony FX3 is that it is going to be a DCI 4K sensor, very similar to the A7S III and the FX6. I believe the A7S III doesn't have the DCI modes unlocked right now, but the FX6 does. So this is going to be, I think it's going to be a baby FX6 in a mirrorless style body. And I think the thing that's actually going to set it apart from the A7S III is going to be a variable electronic ND filter, if they can get that in there. That's kind of going to be the defining factor of it if it has all the same features as an A7S III, if you think about it. The bit rates are already there on the A7S III, the resolutions are there, the high frame rates. In most ways, it's a lot like an FX6, but doesn't have full-size XLRs and doesn't have that top handle and that pro body style that a lot of people look for when they're hiring a videographer, if they have a nice camera maybe. This camera is going to kind of fill that niche right in between, right around where the C70 sits in kind of the mind share of like, oh, here's a pro body, and then there's like the little like limbo, that medium ground that this camera is kind of fitting in with the C70. I got a chance to use the C70 this whole week, and it was so cool to just walk around and be very, very incognito. People didn't just look at you, and it's not an eye-catching camera really compared to like a big camera like a C300 or an FX6, something that is typically used in a more professional environment. So something really nice, small flip out screen, pretty incognito, you know, and having a nice short flange distance for a wide like lens variety is going to be amazing. So this camera is probably going to come in around $4,700, so undercutting the C70 by a decent chunk, which could steal a lot of people away who are looking for a C70 but maybe haven't, you know, bit the bullet yet on that guy and are still, you know, not opposed to buying a Sony camera. Maybe they were looking at the A7S III and said, oh, I need some ND filters. This camera is going to appeal to a lot of those people, definitely. So this camera will probably also use the same SD card and then flipped CF Express Type A design, I'm guessing, that Sony's kind of pioneering. There aren't any other cameras that do this cool swapped design. And I think Sony's also the only one that makes cards for CF Express Type A currently, which I think is a little weird because I know like Delca and SanDisk and Angelbird, like they usually make cards by now for cameras that have been out for a couple months. But maybe we'll see them pretty soon. So yeah, those are my thoughts, opinions, and just my kind of the rumor, what's going around in the rumors of the internet right now for the Sony FX3. This camera kind of caught me off guard. I didn't even think Sony needed it in their lineup, but now I do kind of see the point of it if it has variable ND filters in it, which makes it pretty enticing for a lot of people. So that wraps up the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see some more content. I'm going to be making some more camera comparisons and tutorials coming up. I'm also going to be working in DaVinci Resolve and making some cool videos and show you how to get really cool film look in DaVinci Resolve. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!